Stephanie Lamar. I've been a CFII for the last 3 years, and currently I'm headed off to ATP school to go see if I can fly some jets. We're working with survivors of human trafficking, so it's very difficult and a lot of need there. Jared and I have been trying to do this for a while, and it's hard to do it by ourselves. We need more pilots to sign up. We need more people to be involved because a lot of times our cases come up at the last minute, so they can't be planned out far ahead of time. Freedom Aviation Network was this idea that Jared and I had that he wanted to be able to have an easier way of transporting people. So we thought a volunteer pilot organization was the way to go to get people to travel. So human trafficking is a billion-dollar industry. And so a lot of girls are getting trapped into this, and usually the average age is 13. Nobody's really dealing with this as a whole. All these little shelters and places that are trying to help these girls, they may only be able to take in 10 girls if they're lucky. And so when they get a girl off the street, they need to find her somewhere to go. Then they have to get her out of her area because the trafficker's right there, and that's her back door. Because the trafficker's going to be looking for her there, we need to get her somewhere else. That need is huge. The shelters are connected. They can talk to each other. Oh, we have a bed up in Ohio, so we picked up this girl in Nashville. They don't have a way to transport them. Sometimes they'll just give them a bus ticket. That's a place where they could get re-exploited or brought back into traffic again. So that's just not ideal. Because we are doing this, they're able to take in more girls and help more people. We're alleviating some of their resources, so now we've been busier, but we've been busier without a good network of pilots. So most of our flights have originated or ended in Nashville, but we have had some in Memphis, and we're getting calls from Texas and Philadelphia and all over, and we have yet to tell people we're open. We really would like to help more people. We are willing to buy tickets if it's too far, but that doesn't always work because a lot of these ladies don't have identification. Even if we could buy them a ticket, they can't fly. The idea of staying to Nashville in 250 nautical miles, we've already realized isn't working. We're getting calls from so far, and girls are being trafficked from all over. It's just really difficult. We would like to start getting pilots everywhere. If we have pilots across the United States, then we'll be able to open up the United States. We'd like to tell them that we're open. The big solution would be to have a network of pilots across the United States. Thankfully, Jared is doing this with me because he's worked in the nonprofit world. I haven't. I know the aviation side, so I can help him with that. I remember in the beginning, I just thought, how are we really helping? We're helping one person. Are we really tapping into this big problem? And I remember I just prayed that God would give me a dream to show me, how is this really going to help? And he just showed me him as the shepherd with the 99 sheep, and he was going to get the one. He's like, it's important enough to leave the rest and go get one. So one at a time, we're gonna help these girls. If it's just someone going to see their family, we help that girl. Getting someone out of their current situation, you can't imagine how special these girls think that they are when they get a private flight by this pilot who's willing to take them. They are just so surprised because they've been living marginalized as the lowest in society. And we've just lifted them up to the top. They're now the VIP. They're this important person. They're getting to travel in style and go where they need to go, and that somebody else thought they were important enough to do this. After they've flown, most of them have asked if they could do it again. So I know that they enjoyed the flight, seeing these girls, and especially when they're reuniting with their family, and you see that family meeting them on the other side, very grateful and thankful for the flight. So we really just need pilots to sign up. The way our system works, we can't just post the flights. These have to be kept secret. If we don't have enough pilots signed up in an area, we don't have flights to send to these pilots. We want to let people know because it is the last minute. I need pilots to sign up. If you have a plane, if you've been a pilot and you're doing trips just for fun, and then these are the pilots we need to just sign up and be willing to do a flight that's helping a survivor.
Been a humbling experience. Someone that's lived in Nashville my entire life, to come into this and to learn that this is going on in our town. This is going on within miles of where my house is. Every day I get up and I go to work and I go to the grocery store, and there are people in our town that are very nearby that are being held captive. and their life is being taken away from them. This is even more impactful than that, because this is altering the course of someone's life and changing their future. This is giving their future back. And as a pilot, that's the least that I can do.
My name is Jared Miller, and I'm the Executive Director and Co-founder of Freedom Aviation Network. I've been working in international development for about 10 years and the nonprofit space, both domestic and internationally. If we would understand that every human life has infinite value, we would be able to stop this problem. What we can do is we can do small little parts to mitigate the different levels of risk and the different levels of challenge within that whole life cycle. What we have chosen to do is target a very specific area of the anti-human trafficking life cycle, which is transportation. We have discovered that there is no solution for safe, efficient, and rapid transportation that takes a victim out of a situation and puts them into a transportation source that is safe and reliable and will get them to where they need to be in an efficient manner. Most of the time, the solution right now is putting them on public transportation. And even the Department of Transportation has come out with studies in just the last couple of years that have recognized that public transportation is actually an initial breeding ground for grooming, especially for minors. And that's one of our reasons for wanting to avoid putting someone back in a situation of using public transportation, because it may have been their original grooming ground. I hope that anyone who's watching this video will understand that you have a place in the counter-human trafficking effort. I hope that this ignites a passion within you to want to take care of other people, to want to protect other people, and then ultimately to want to love other people. But beyond that, what I hope that people see when they watch this video is a group of people who are giving their time and their treasure, and significant treasure, to be able to facilitate the safe transportation of people who have been marginalized, people who have been abused and totally forgotten. And I want you to be encouraged by that. Be encouraged that there's good in this world. There are people who are trying, and there are people who are fighting for this, and there are people who are giving everything that they have to be able to make this happen. And you do have a place in this. We're asking you to come on board and help us out. This is the only organization that we know of to date that is solely focused on the safe, efficient, and rapid transportation of survivors of human trafficking.